Hey, what's good, everybody? This is Cam Green. This is Cam's Green Light. Say no more, say less. You already know this is episode 12. Lord have mercy. We getting up there. And you already know we building the content. Episode 12. We on iTunes now. You can go ahead and search that, The Green Light on iTunes. We on SoundCloud, The Green Light by Cam Green. You can go to YouTube. Say no more by Cam Green, Kam, green like the color. You already know what it is. And today is the topic. We have a fancy little topic, but before I get into that, we have a very interesting young lady that is with me right now. I follow her on the gram. She has some very interesting content. She is a Prairie View alumni. Very familiar with the radio scene, very familiar with the media scene. Just a cool individual, and you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and introduce yourself, young lady.
What's going on? I am the Paige J of the Paige J Production Studios, and I am a sexuality journalist.
Sexuality journal.
Yes.
Oh, Lord have mercy. That's an interesting topic, you guys. But so real quick, our discussion today. So episode 10, I was with my boy Ro, and we reflected on why men don't commit. So you already know that we got to do a part 2, and it's only right to have a girl perspective. But the girl perspective is why women don't commit. Because there are some women out there.
I'm one.
That don't. Okay, so this is a perfect segment, and she is the best. I did a great job in choosing because she is the best person to talk about this. Then.
Yeah. There's a lot of. I guess I could speak from personal experience. In our generation, committing is something that's laughed at, and that's especially in a woman's perspective because we have men that are married, that are in relationships, that are supposed to be committed to other people, and they still surface out. So with them surfacing out, sometimes it just makes us hard to believe it. Like, I'm one of those women. I've definitely dealt with other men that were committed to other people, and if I even think that you're telling me something that I've heard this man tell said wife or said girlfriend, then I'm going to initially think in my mind that this is what you're doing just because I've partaken in it. So from my personal experience, it's just what's the word I'm looking for? The seriousness of a relationship and commitment is lacked. So for a woman, it's really hard for us to do that when no one's doing that. No one's doing, so it's difficult. And then me, I have commitment issues because I like a variety of men. I love men. So I might be interested in you this week, but then I might meet him. And I'm interested in him this week. So it's just and I feel like I'm in my 20s. Why not get to know what it is that I like or I might not like or I might think I like and then I get to know it and I don't like it. So yes. Few reasons of why women don't commit.
Man, that's really interesting because, you know, you being a female and you having that different perspective, it raises some eyebrows because you said that you like what you like and that you like to experiment and different things like that. But when we think of women, a lot of times we think of women that don't do the, exploring or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
So
you think of what women that you don't think that women don't commit.
So you don't necessarily think all the time that women don't commit,
right? Or have commitment issues,
because
we do
because it's mainly because you mainly hear, oh, this man doesn't commit to me, and it's like, okay, that man doesn't commit to you,
right?
So that's where I'm kind of just drawing that inference from because it's like this is a traditional way. This is what you normally hear. And so for you to say something like that, it just, like I said, it raises eyebrows and it's like, okay. And it kind of reminds me of that show. She's got to have the Spike Lee joint because the Spike Lee joint. So you think of, what's her name on the show?
Nola Darling.
Nola Darling. Yes. I'm about to say Lola Bunny.
Well, everybody wants this woman to be known. No, her name is Nola Darling. And that show premiered last year around Thanksgiving weekend. And honestly, I binge watched that show that week.
Wow.
Probably 10 times. I did, because I felt her, and I was in a position. I mean, I won't say I'm not still, because I'm still single, but I was in that position, and I had said rules, and I was dealing with different guys, and they knew that I was dealing with different guys. They knew they weren't the only one, and a lot of men just can't even deal with that. But we're supposed to deal with that. Women know, if I'm only sleeping with you said time, then who's sleeping with you the rest of the time? We're not foolish. But it's just that unspoken. But for a woman to honestly and openly say, hey, I'm sleeping with you and other men as well, that's not always the easiest pill for you guys to swallow. Yeah.
That's real difficult, because
Why is it so difficult?
I'm not okay. So it's this is gonna be a debate instead of a conversation, in a sense. I feel like it's coming. I feel like it's coming. I feel like
to argue. I don't like to argue.
No, I don't like. I don't like to be combative or confrontational in any sense. But I do like to spark the mind and be intellectual with our conversations. But yeah, so even with women knowing that these men are doing different things, why even entertain it if you already know this is what it is? Like, what do women get from entertaining something that they know is not a commitment?
Because sometimes we don't want the commitment. That's what we're talking about, women that don't commit.
Right.
So we don't always want the commitment. Sometimes it's very convenient when we date guys that have significant others, because you can't commit to us because you're already committed somewhere else. We don't want that.
So you get satisfaction out of that.
Definitely, because you will never try to commit to me. I used to tell men that I would deal with that had women, this relationship that we have will not work without her. And that's because you can't come be here with me like that, because I don't want to commit to you. I'm with you because you're already committed to someone else. So our relationship will not work without her, because I'm not committing to you. And while you're doing her, I'm doing him, and him, and him. However that works. No. If women that decide, now it's some women that decide to put themselves in that situation and they fall silly. They like the men. They get to know them too deeply. They get to know too much of their background, and then you like him. And sometimes you can't help that, because I've been in situations where, I've been the toughest cookie in the world, and then certain guys I've kind of feel short in that aspect. But our relationship still wouldn't work without that other party. Just because that's where I've sit you. So when I sit you in that place, and that's where you are.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So I'm listening to it from a different perspective, because I always know why men don't commit, but actually hearing women, this is, I'm in an all-time awe with this.
You think so? Why do you think women date married men?
That is a great question.
Yeah, if you go to dpaige.com, I actually have I'm Dating a Married Man blog up, and it tells you the 4 reasons why.
Wow. Because there's a lot of women that don't really care about the wedding ring. They don't care about anything. It's selfish ambition at that time.
It's very selfish. But you can be selfish when you're not the married party.
Oh,
you can be selfish when you're the single party.
Message, y'all.
Yeah.
It's a message.
I'm telling you can be selfish, because I don't owe anyone in the situation anything. I didn't take any vows. I didn't take any vows. So that's, and yeah, it's deep. So you mean to tell me, if I don't think the prosecution should be the same for the married man as it is of the woman that's dating the married man. See, because you cannot expect an individual to respect your relationship more than you do. So, yeah, the jurisdiction on that is not the same.
Wow. So do you ever feel guilty?
No. You'd have to have a conscious mind of said thing to feel guilty.
Wow. Alrighty. So let me ask you this. Can somebody, a young lady or a woman, be able to, well, let's say this, a young woman who does not want to commit or does not commit at all, is she able to be celibate or save herself for marriage but still not commit to any man? Is that a possible thing?
None that I've ever heard, no.
Why do you think that is?
Well, no, she can't commit. Just trying to break it down with the people that I may have in my life, because I have friends, they go on celibacy kicks. I have a friend, she'll go 2 years celibate, and then decide, okay, I want to do it, let me do it, and then say, it was cool, I can go be celibate again. But she doesn't have a commitment issue. She wants to be married. She wants to be loved. She wants to be in a relationship. And I feel that marriage is beautiful. Relationships are beautiful if they're pure. You know, I think people get it misconstrued. Or I'm in a committed relationship, or do you have a title? See, because you can have a title and have no commitment.
Oh.
You can have a title and have no commitment because you're still dealing with other people. So you're not committed to said person. So you're not in a committed relationship. You have a title on someone. That's it. That's it. And I think people get those things misconstrued. No, I don't think a woman can go through celibacy and not be committed until marriage. Celibacy until marriage without making commitments for what? If I'm not committing to anybody, then the sex has nothing to do with it.
So why do you think that these men are so open or vulnerable to cheat? Since you look at it from you're a third party in this sense, and you added on to whatever situation he has.
Right. And what I can honestly say, in every man that I've dealt with that had a situation, I bought them excitement. And I knew that. I'm a different person. I'm a different woman. I'm unusual. I'm not what you're used to. I'm not your comfort zone. So I think when women date, what men get out of it, why they're so comfortable with it, is because women, I wouldn't say like me because I don't do that no more.
Yeah.
But yeah, women like me make men comfortable because we take them out of their day to day. I had a man tell me before I was his peace, and that's sad. So a woman is not bringing you peace. That's sad. A lot of people think it's just sexual. It's not always just sexual. I mean, I'm sure the women. No, I'm not gonna lie and say that. I was gonna tell a story. No. Sometimes it's not always sexual, but it is sexual sometimes. Sometimes women are in a relationship with men and they're not giving men what they need. And as a sexually active woman, if you're not sleeping with me, somebody is.
Right.
So if I understand that perfectly fine. So you can't go months without touching your man and think that your man is not touching someone else. There's no way you can possibly in your right mind believe that you're not touching your man for months. And for women like me, even for the men, you can't think that you're not touching your woman for months and someone's not touching her. And someone's not touching him. You can't do that. I think everyone has two sides to them. I think that some men get tired of playing the good guy. Some men get tired of being the dad or being the husband or being the devoted boyfriend. You know, sometimes they just want to step out their shell and be joyous. And that's why I tell people that are in relationships all the time, you have to be your partner's friend. They have to be able to come and sit with you on the couch and have a conversation. They got to be able to joke with you. I like to gossip with men that I date because that keeps us going. That's what keeps us going. You got to be able to be your partner's friend because they will go and find someone else that can be all those things. And they still love you genuinely. They still, want to be with you because you fit or it looks good. So, they'll keep you, but you don't want, I wouldn't want to be committed to anyone that couldn't be committed to me.
Wow. Man, that's powerful right there. Let me ask you this. Do you feel like if you're in a relationship and let's say you started off sexually, and then you decide we're going to stop the sexual contact and just focus, clearly on our relationship. Is that something that could be possible?
Ooh, these got tight.
Is that a possible thing? Because you see, okay,
because
you see that reoccurring a lot of times. Like some people were like, we started off like that, but we didn't finish like that, and you hear a lot of stories in that aspect. So, what do you think on that?
I don't think you. That's like leaving. That's like you. Okay, I say in my townhomes, it's nothing but cats that walk around. Why is there cats that walk around my townhomes? It's people that leave food out for them. Mm-hmm. So there's no way you can expect to put food out for a cat and not expect for that cat to come back the next day looking for food. Mm. Because you put it out there already. So if you go into a relationship with somebody and you decide and you say, okay, well, you know what? We're going to be celibate. Do not let me taste anything. I don't want to sample nothing if I can't have it. What do you go, and when you go in the store and you sample to what? To buy. If you like, you buy. But if I go and I sample and you tell me you sold out, then I'm upset, right? Because it was good and I want more to take home with me, but I can't have it because you're sold out. Same thing. That does not work.
Wow.
No, because again, you've given them something of you, so now they're going to reflect on that. If you have, people want so much respect in things, or if he loves you, he'll do this, or if he cares, or if she cares, then they'll understand. You know, me and my brother had this argument because he's the only man that I know that does women like that, and that's ignorant to me. I don't think that's feasible. You have to. How do you expect someone to respect you on that level when it wasn't always on that level? Now, if you would have came into the situation and say, "Hey, I'm celibate to marriage," that's your opt to stay or to go. But you gave me that option. Don't reel me in like a fish. You know what I'm saying? And then you cut all my ties off. It's like cutting my oxygen. No.
Wow.
No.
Okay. So you said. Cause I know a little about you. We you know you the home girl. So with that being said, can you be a believer or a true like kingdom woman and have that mindset or have those acts and do those things?
What do you mean?
So say you believe in God.
Yes.
Can you follow God and yet still act in this such?
Definitely against our morals. Definitely against our morals. Wasn't always like that.
Right.
But hey, a sin is a sin. You're gonna do what you're gonna. I mean, I'm human.
Right.
Be human. And with being human, yeah, you're gonna make mistakes and you're gonna choose other lifestyles. But in which I'm not gonna sit here and say I wasn't taught that, because I I wasn't taught that to do for myself. Let's say that. I wasn't taught to do that for myself. I wasn't taught to deal with other people's men or anything like that. But again, like I said, I can only respect your relationship as much as you respect your relationship.
Right.
I don't think that I should be penalized for deciding to deal with you because that's what you decided to do. Now, you're making it harder for me as a good woman because I think I'll be a wonderful wife. I think I'll be an amazing mother. But it's hard for me to get there with seeing so many guys that can't commit. You're just putting titles on things. Stop putting titles on things. Right. Be someone's friend. You know, get to know them with them as their person. You know, I think people put up a shield of who they are in a relationship. But I think when you befriend people, you get to really see exactly who they are. So yeah, no, I think you take that time. People rush too much.
Yeah.
And then you want to cheat.
And you know, and that's an interesting topic, because I feel like with a lot of people nowadays, they don't believe in just being someone's friend. A lot of males don't do it. Some females can be out there as well, and they just don't believe in. I just can't be your friend. I'm attracted to you. So with me being attracted to you, yeah, I'm gonna be your friend, and yeah, we can play like we're best friends or we're brother and sister and all of these things. Like you see these scenarios.
Yeah, so I don't use that term loosely.
And it's so annoying. It's very annoying. But it happens, and then next thing you know, they're acting in a sexual manner or some type of physical thing, or they're going out acting like a couple, but we're friends.
And people try to say all the time, and you would think, because I worked in bartending industry for years, and I see people that come out as friends all the time, but y'all treat each other like mates.
Yeah,
you act as mates, you date as mates, and then it's we're friends. And you wonder how those feelings just come about. They don't just come about. That time is being spent. That chemistry is being built. You know, those conversations are being had. So you do gain feelings sometimes with friends, but you have to remember what your end goal is. And if that person does not fit in your end goal, then that's your friend. Keep that person as your friend. I told you before in our previous conversations, it took me to college to develop one male friend that was not homosexual and that loved women and wasn't a bad-looking guy. That never was easy for me. Most men that I talked to, I dealt with like that. Either we had liked each other, or we dated, or we slept together, something of the sort. But it never was just a friendship, a genuine friendship, and that person gave me that, and I always cherish that. And that's DJ Anthrax. That's my brother. He's the only guy that's not blood related to me that I will call my brother. And people think that we're blood related. I tell them all the time, no. We've been knowing each other since college, but he is my friend. He taught me how to be friends with a man. I had never had that experience before. Now I have several guys in my world that I can be just platonically friends with. Now, if I come at you like that, then that's how I'm coming at you.
Yeah.
But if I meet you and I greet you, okay, cool, get to know what you, network, blah, 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 I can do that.
Right. And let me ask you this. Because you have been a third party in people's relationships, and that aspect, and probably men do the same thing as far as just like, I guess, the cheating aspect. Do you feel like once you're a cheater that you remain a cheater?
No.
Why is that?
Because situations are different. I think cheating is situational.
Really?
I do.
Okay.
I think cheating is situational. I think that some people are driven to cheat. Some people cheat just because of greed and selfish tendencies. And some people accidentally cheat. I believe in accidental cheat. I do. I don't think you remain a cheater. I think you can be with someone and be totally about them. Because I've had the situation where I was totally about someone. Because I'm a cheater. I've been a cheater. I've cheated. I've been cheated on. But I've also been in a relationship where it had zero entitlement, no title to it. But it was a committed relationship. We had a commitment to one another that we said to one another, and we didn't have to put a title on that. And we were friends because he was able to come to me and tell me if he thought about sleeping with another woman. Okay, so what is it? What is it? Were you just attracted to that person? Did they have something that asseted them better than I did? What was that? Was I not here? Was I not conscious to do something for you? Were you like, and we were open enough like that. So I think you have people that you can definitely be in relationships with. I don't think so, no. Not once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't believe in that.
Okay. Man, this is a real strong topic because a lot of people go through this. This is relationship issues that you see a lot of times.
Yeah.
I've seen people who are in the most committed relationships having other partners, and it's like how do you go about that, and how do you maintain those things, and do you not love the person that you're with?
Oh, honey, I've seen.
and that's why I be like, man. So what?
I've had men with several children, a woman, nothing but athletic things to do, work 7 days a week himself, still come home, cook for his family, rubs his girl's feet, and still leaves the house at night and comes sit next to me.
Wow.
Full schedule, takes care of his complete household, and still makes sure I'm happy. So what does that mean? That means I don't believe in, you can't tell me that you're too busy for me. Not when I'm dealing with men that have full lives, full schedules. And whenever I say go, it's go. We're green. There's no problem. We can do that. So, yeah, it'll be surprising to be the most loving thing you've ever seen into a public eye. That's why I despise social media at times, because they give you false perceptions. Yeah.
Does what you do do you ever have a guilty conscience behind what you do? And with that being said, does that cause in your personal relationships with men that you feel like you would commit to, does that create trust issues to where you're like, okay, I know what I've done, and I know the man that's really out here. So with me committing to you is slim to none because I don't trust you, because I know what it's like.
No. One, I don't have a conscience on things that are out of my control. When I wouldn't say out of my control, I don't have a conscience towards that. No, I don't feel bad about that. And with my trust, trust is given until you lose it, and you have to earn it. I give trust. When I first meet you, I give you trust.
Right.
Me sleeping with you is trust. Me dating you is trust. Me welcoming you into my home is trust. Me being out in public with you is trust. I trust you until you do something that makes me no longer trust you. So no, that doesn't bother with my trust. And 3, I know the game because I played this role for so long. So you can't really slick me because I've seen a lot of different aspects of it. I definitely seen a lot of aspects of it. So no, I don't have a conscience about it if I'm a third party in someone's relationship. And no, it doesn't mess me up for my future endeavors because I feel like I have my husband's there. I have a husband somewhere. It ain't somebody else's husband. You know what I'm saying? I've never been that woman that wanted to take a man from another woman. No, I don't want to take that is your man. I never want to take him. I borrow him, but you can have him back. You know, I'm not taking your man. I think everybody, no.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. I'm giving them back. I always tell people this relationship is not going to work without her. It's not going to work without her. Because, you can't commit here. You can't be here. This won't hold you. Because, no. And then, I would never want someone else's man that I'm seeing secretly. Because if you'll do it, I wouldn't say if you'll do it to them, you'll do it to me, because it kind of contradicts myself on once a cheater, always a cheater. But, no.
What is your perspective on when a man is in a committed relationship and somebody like you knows that he's in a committed relationship? And I know this is hypothetically speaking because I know that you said it won't work without that person. But say, for instance, this man left to be with you.
Don't ever do that.
Okay, so we speaking hypothetically. Like, say, let's obliterate the whole part that you said of, it can't work without her because I'm not going to commit to you. That's your wife. That's your girl. Like, that's who you commit with. Say you took that out and you didn't have that point of view, and he left to be with you. Ooh. Do you believe that he will still be faithful to you because you made him excited, or is that like a adrenaline rush? Is that like a huge turn on to where it's like, ooh, I know this is bad, but that I get some type of rest or fix when I'm messing with someone else other than my wife? Like, how do you feel with those aspects?
I feel like I don't ever want nobody. I wouldn't want nobody to leave their woman for me for the first fact of I'm not that person. If I don't know, how can I say it? It's situational. I would say it's situational. If you have if you're in a relationship, if you're leaving, don't leave your woman for me. Leave your woman for you because you need to do you. And because you can't just jump from her and jump to me because I don't see that. I don't see that as working either. But if you're leaving her and you're dealing with me, and let's say I didn't have that aspect of it, I would say, oh God, please don't leave nobody for me. Not for me. Be done with that relationship because that's just really not what you wanted. And then later on, as we go on, if we keep going on, you figure out that I'm that person that you want to deal with or be with, or we try that. If I can possibly commit to you like that, then that's what I'll do. But it's never happened. Right. It's never happened. So. Oh, wow. I don't know.
So what you think would be your like you having kids? Do you feel like what's the rundown for them? Like how you gonna?
What you mean?
Like how you gonna give them the game when they decide if you have a daughter or you have a son? And Mama, I want a date.
My daughter is gonna be something else, and all I can tell y'all is to hide your sons.
Oh Lord,
that's all I'm saying. Hide your sons. I'm gonna give my daughter the game. My mom talked to me really well, but my dad did too. My dad had a wonderful father. My father talked to me, still does talk to me straight up. My mom talked to me straight up. So I never missed it, and I wouldn't blindfold my child and throw it out there. If my daughter came to me and said she wanted to date, okay, well, why you want to date? What's making you want to date? I just not just, but one of my favorite videos that's online right now is the little girl, cutest little chocolate girl, sitting in the kitchen with her mom, and she said, "Well, Madison, what are you gonna do? A boyfriend? You think you're too young for a boyfriend?" She said, "No, a little one like me." And she said, "Well, why do you want a boyfriend?" She said, "Because I like boys." You know, she was a little girl. She was playing, but that reminded me of me. I've always loved men. Mm-hmm. So I would talk. I think my daughter would always love men too, because she'd be mine. So I would talk to her. Well, why you want to date? What makes you want to date? So, okay, is it a dude that you're interested in? So what's characteristics about him? And I would tell my daughter the certain things that you look for in guys. I put guys in traffic because I want to test your patience. I have the Halloween conversation because I need to know if you believe in Hallelujah night or if we're going trick-or-treating. And I also pay attention to what a man tells his friends about me. Because a man that respects you in a different way, his conversation is cut short. He's not telling anything sexual to his friends about you when he like you like that. When he care about you like that. He's not putting you guys' personal business on Front Street like that. He's not. When he cares about you and he's, there and he respects you, I would give my daughter that type of game. I let her know, when somebody's dealing with you. And I'm not going to raise my daughter on a double standard of, oh, your brother's a boy and you're a girl, so he gets to stay out to 2. You got to come in at 12. He can have overnight company, but you can't. He can stay out overnight, but you can't. I don't believe in a double standard. We're human. Be human. I don't know. You can still do the same things a boy can do, and if you want to have more than one sexual partner, protect yourself. And your mother's a sexuality journalist, so you can always come to her and talk to her about that.
Okay. What would you any advice to the people on that aspect if they're sexually active and they have multiple partners?
Definitely. If you are, and this is a wonderful month for me to talk about it. The first of this month was National AIDS Day, and this entire month is HIV and AIDS Awareness Month. As a sexually active, multi-partner woman, I get tested every 3 months because certain things like HIV, STD, AIDS, and STIs sometimes stay dormant within your system for 3 months. So you might go get tested tomorrow and then 3 months later go back. You ain't had nothing, go back 3 months. You ain't did nothing and you have something because sometimes those things stay dormant within you. So if you are what I like to call it a proud slut of discretion, because everybody don't know, you have to know that that's what you're doing. If you are a proud slut of discretion, I do advise you to get tested every 3 months. Always practice safe precautions like contraceptives, not just birth control, because birth control do not protect against that. No lambskin condoms because they do not protect or prevent STDs, STIs, HIV, and AIDS. And also, it's 2018. I know we're not using condoms to perform or receive oral sex. So, lubricants. Coats of lubricants play as wonderful STI, STD coats and protectants as well. So that's the advice I have to give for those that have multiple partners.
Okay.
Keep yourself clean. You don't have to be a responsible slut.
That's a crazy way to put that, man.
Be a responsible slut.
All righty. Well, I mean, you already gave us a spiel, but we about to close it out in a second, man. So there's a 30-second spiel if you want to, whatever you want to tell the people, whatever is on your heart. This segment was over why women don't commit, but it's really short and simple to the point. So, yeah. So, with that being said, is there anything, Paige J, that you would like to let the people know how they can follow you? Anything? So, just give them something. 30 seconds.
Yeah. Want to check me out? I am the Paige J with the Paige J Production Studios. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram under the Paige J _. Also, want to find more about me? thepaigej.com has everything and anything that you need to know about me, location, where my storefront is, all of the above. And always remember, your sexuality does not define your personality.
Okay. Yeah, man. So I really do appreciate you, Paige, for coming through and blessing the mic and just giving us some awareness and some eye openers. I promise you, this is the first night that I've ever heard your take or just any type of take of why women don't commit. I always have my own inference from a male perspective.
And you didn't tell me yours.
Why women don't commit?
Yes. You didn't tell me what you thought.
I feel like women. Oh, Lord have mercy. We got to do a part 2 or something, man.
We'll do it.
We do got to do a part 2. We might have to have another woman on here too or something.
Yeah.
We gotta have a whole.
Get you one of them real sensitive bras to come in here and sit next to me so they can tell their point.
Okay.
Because I'm different.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, we gonna say that. We gonna y'all gonna get my take on why women don't commit on part 2 of this, because this is like this is a huge part of, like, I feel like there needs to be more explanations to why men don't commit, why women don't commit, what you need to do in a relationship, what you don't need to do in a relationship.
Definitely.
It needs to be a whole spill. So, matter of fact, we're going to start a whole series based on this, but we're gonna get some guest appearances in between, but we definitely got to come back and finish the series off.
Gotcha.
I don't know how many episodes I want to have on these topics, but
with me, I'll talk all day. We can do it.
Say no more. Say no more. Hey, so with that being said, my take, or just a little inspiration, if you don't want to get into all of that and you do fear for HIV and all of those things, it is okay to not have sex. Is it okay to save yourself a marriage, as long as you stay consistent and stay disciplined with your morals? If that's what you want to do and that's what you are about, follow that. But if you don't,
my ears are bleeding.
Oh, my bad. I got the sexologist with me though. It's all love. It's all love. Hey, but shout outs to everybody, man. Just be responsible. That's the number one thing. Moral to the story is be responsible. I'm not gonna tell you to go out there and do anything crazy, and I'm not gonna tell you not to go out and. Well, I am going to tell you not to
get tested.
And get tested.
Do not take anything. If you have not get tested in the last 3 months, go get tested. You don't want to bring anything with you into the new year.
You know what I learned? I learned one more thing. I'm going to give them a tip. So I learned during a sex, I don't know what it was. I guess it's just an informational or one of those panel, I don't know, something education-wise. They said that you should... if you are performing oral sex, you should wait 2 hours before washing your mouth or brushing your teeth or gargling, because if you put that in there, then fluids can sink into your mouth. You want to wait 2 hours before you brush your teeth and all of those things. So that's just a tip that I learned. Yeah. So just be mindful of that. I like I said, you ain't got to go out there and perform anything. Be smart, be responsible. But,
And look at these people's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, so all the ones I always want to do with the lights off, turn the lights on so you can see what's going on. You need to make sure that everything looks properly.
Say no more. Hey, that's it is what it is, man. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Cam Green, KAM, Green like the color, SNM, which stands for Say No More. Yeah, iTunes again, the green light. You can already know, the green light. What is it? SoundCloud, all of those things, all the good stuff. We over there. YouTube, Cam Green, Say No More. You already know, so we popping. So, Paige J, thank you once again, for coming through and blessing. And please comment on our Instagram or on YouTube or wherever you see this at. Please comment and let us know what you think. And that's it. This is Cam Green. This is Cam's Green Light. Say no more. Say less. And Paige J, you got a drop. What's your drop?
You want to drop for me?
Oh Lord, go ahead. What's your drop? You don't say nothing. Say no more. Say less. You don't have no catchphrase.
I don't have a catchphrase.
Oh Lord. Well,
my catchphrase was, my sexuality doesn't define my personality. But I'll check out with you. This is Paige J checking out with the Green Light Podcast here with Cam Green. Say less.
Thank you. All right. Say no more. We outie.